This is Kim B. Hey, Love Squad. Thanks for tuning in to the Fargo Season 4, Episode 4 Pretend War Recap. Follow me on IG at Glam Powered. So, this is about to be a different, this is about to be different from my other recaps. I reacted and processed in real time, so it's more of a POV recap. I hope y'all like it. Please give me a thumbs up or a hand clap in the comments. If you're here for this style of commentary, I'd really appreciate it. Spoiler alert, you've been alerted. If you're in watch, like this video and add it to your like list and come back later. Now let's get on with the get on. So in this episode, we had Omi, we had Calamita, we had Opal, Orietta, aka Nurse Ratchet, Limio, who's Cannon's oldest son, Giantano, the younger father, who looks like the older father brother, Evol, who's like the Italian negotiator. We had Ethelrita, she stay nosy. We had Debril, Ethelrita's mom. We had Zelmar, and I'm calling her the Big Heart. And there were other characters too, but these were the characters that had like a little bit more screen time this episode. So now context. All right. I don't know what's happening. It starts off kind of horror filmish. I'm like, what series is this? It's Christmas time. We got the POV camera perspective going on, and it's real creepy as the person or whatever the hell this is, this thing is making its way up to the top of the staircase. One thing we see are medical tools, like surgical tools, organized and out like they're about to be used all over the place. They had like tray on tray on tray of medical tools just lined up and organized all neatly and stuff, clean, sanitized. And it looked like someone was preparing for something, but it's a funeral home, so I didn't really think too much about it, right? Cut to Ethelrita. She's at her desk minding her business, and next thing you know, she hears a sound, so she goes out to see because she's nosy. And this eyeless, noseless thing is sitting up at the top of the staircase, and it turns around to look at her. What? What? She promptly closes her door and puts her back to it as she catches her breath. And I think that child is by herself in that house. It felt like there was nobody else there but her. And I mean, what the hell is going on? So that's why I love this show. I love Fargo because you never know what they're going to come with. We get a little setup of the characters. You know how they do at the beginning of this particular season. They do the little clips of everybody to let you kind of know where they're at and kind of like recap what happened, but they do it silently with the music. They did all that, right? And then the Italians are driving, and they almost drive into this blazing a fire that's just happening in the middle of the highway. It's like super rando, and in the way they reacted, like I know it was sudden because you would see a big a fire, you would see that and you would stop. They had to like break into it, and let me see, Calamita was like, what the hell, when he saw it. So yeah, they did not know that was coming. That was a surprise. And I mean, so at that point, we see that it's a trap. It's in the middle of the highway, and they're trapped in this ring of fire. And we see someone close the circle behind them just before they try to reverse out of it. So they can't get out of it. Whoever set the fire is lurking and watching them. Once again, what the hell? What's up with all this lurking and watching? This was like a real creepy episode. And then we see Glass Eye and the homies. I call him Glass Eye. You know what? I think, okay, it was Omi, Cannon Squad, Omi, and I can't remember who else was in there. Let me see. Opal, I think, yeah, Opal, and then the other dude that I call Glass Eye. I can't remember his name, but they were all there, and they had their rifles cocked at the Italians. They ready, and it's like, what? Right? And this is some real professional gangster stuff right here. Like they had that set up nice. It was a perfect track. So, retribution for trying to kill the oldest. That's what's happening, right? And they just thought they was just going to come for and not receive clapback. How you going to put a hit out on somebody's child? Shoot at another gangster's child, and you think you not going to get no retribution? Please. Okay? They had their rifles aimed right at their little pumpkin trunk. Really, it's guns. They are, what's the word, y'all? They're illegally importing guns. And the one thing, Calamita, okay, the one guy who was willing to do whatever father told him to do, he was in the passenger seat looking perplexed. Like, what? Here's the thing. You can stay underestimating your opponent. They stay doing stuff like this, though, catching your A off guard. The young driver boy, he tried to fight. They threw his A into the flames, literally, like he was some coals. What did he think was going to happen? What are you doing, son? What are you doing? And what are you dying for, son? It's not like they paying you enough to sit up there and have yourself be thrown into no fire. Ain't nobody paying you for all that. Ain't nobody paying you for all that. Calamita, the would-be assassin, he brave. And I guess they hired him because he brave. So he's resigned to his fate. He lights a little cigarette and has already dropped his gun out the window at this point. All 3 guns are trained on him now. Bruh. Omi says, get out of the car. He basically tells them to go F themselves. Cool as a cucumber with no admission to his wrongs. Wow. Glass Eye is like, okay. He takes the gun barrel and lets it heat up in the flames behind him without taking his eye off homie not once. He didn't flinch. It was just like, all right, gun to the back in the flames. Then promptly removes it from said flames and pokes it into dude's cheek. Painful. They take the truck and leave him in the circle of flames. Dr. Senator is eating breakfast at that same cafe we seen him eating at last time, and I'm happy to see him eating his breakfast instead of wasting it like he did the other episode. Ooh, making me mad. They took the truck to get the Italian's attention, right? So a conversation needs to be had. Ebo and Dr. Senator love having these long A dialogues. Anyways, the Italian negotiator basically says he will not pretend they are at peace when they're really at war and asks Dr. Senator if they're at war. Dr. Senator informs him that his goons took a shot at Candace's elders, and apparently he didn't know because he looks around confused. Dr. Senator also asks him about the Swanee and Zalmar's stick-up. Of course, he knows nothing. He don't know nothing about nothing. Josto and Nurse Ratched are having intimate time back at her place. She's choking him out because she's psycho, and he's going with the flow of her crazy because he is equally crazy. Ethelrita decides to ask Orietta about work just as Josto is leaving. Says her family's tied on money because they owe Lloyd, right? Well, she don't tell Nurse Rita, or I say Nurse Rita, Nurse Ratched why she needs the money. She just says she's tied on money, but we know that that's why. And Rabbi tells Josto about the hit. He shoots at Giantano, who wants revenge over the guns Cannon Squad stole earlier. It never ceases to amaze me when stupid A people start S and then get mad when you react. The bleep? So Justo points the gun at Giantano's privates and tells him to come for him since he want to start problems. Come for him, he said. Right? The brothers are fighting. Meanwhile, the Mormon marshal has tagged along with Otis, the dirty cop, to a meeting with the fathers after Otis unsuccessfully tries to throw him off the scent by paying a fake witness to say Zelmar and Swanee were on their way to Chicago. This marshal is persistent. He was like, we're in national office. I'll just have the Chicago office look into that lead. So there's this door in Orietta's house, right? Now, she told Ethelrita not to worry about cleaning in that room, but you know she stay nosy. We see her in a tidy room that she just cleaned up. Good job, Ethelrita. But she gets to that door and we already know she gonna see something she can't unsee. I can't stand nosiness. She would not be cleaning my house. It's all the drugs Nurse Ratched has most likely stolen. I told y'all nurses are dangerous. She has an entire medical artillery in her closet, and she knows how to use it. Then she gets to snoop it even more and finds newspaper clippings, obituaries, it looks like, in another box with Papa Father's ring in it. Remember that ring Orietta had stole? Yeah. Apparently, Orietta is a collector. And so Rita grabs a nameplate bracelet with the same name as one of the obituaries and is putting two and two together. But she's taking too long for my liking. Girl, get out of there. She hears the phone ring and she gets spooked and she rushes out of the closet but leaves her notebook behind. Nosy people karma. Stay out of grown folks' business karma. How about that? Meanwhile, on the sidewalk, Cannon corners Rabbi on the street and asks him to bring him his boy. Because he ain't trusting nobody after all of this. Rabbi says he can't. There's some frank conversation and sliced hands that happen, and that's that. Zelmar is washing the money. Swanee puked all on in a tub in a dirty hotel. Oh, while Swanee is laid up, out sick, on her back. Because, it just was a lot going on. And I have to say, this was just too much work. Just get a job. Stay in school, kids. She's consoling Swanee and somehow noseless and eyeless eases his way out of the tub. She's just cleaning the money, in. And I still don't know what's happening, okay? Everything's going in slow motion. It's like he could control time or something. Oh, and then it dawned on me that he might be the dead man from the obituary that Ethel Rita found earlier. He low-key looked like him, but he's disfigured, and I don't know what the hell is happening. Clearly, he's a specter though, because they don't see him, but he's there just the same. Time reverts back to normal when he exits out the room. Okay, so side note, Ethel Rita could see him, but they couldn't. I don't know what's happening. Next day, Zelmar sneaks up on Thurman in the truck inquiring about who made the pie and delivers him the money he needs to pay off his debts. Now, mind you, that's the same money they stole from Cannon in the first place, and it smells funny. It smells like vomit, which means it's most likely going to be suspect because they already know that whoever stole the money puked all on it. These gangsters are a lot of things, but they're not necessarily stupid. Thurman brings Lloyd the money, and it goes relatively well. Thurman is able to get in and out before Cannon detects the stench of the money. Thurman is genuinely innocent. He knows nothing. He really doesn't. He's so sweet. That's the little flower child. He's so sweet. He comes home all happy with the weight of everything lifted. Lloyd has put two and two together, though. Who wrote this episode? Just pull back. Two hench women stick up a place. The woman gets sick from a poison pie and throws up on the money. Like, who, the loop back. Who wrote this episode? Debrell is not stupid either, okay? She immediately knows it's too good to be true when Thurman shares the good news. And we're left waiting to see when the S hits the fan, the Spectre comes back to kill everybody. I already know he gonna come back and he about to put hands on somebody or something, because you don't just pop back up out of the unseen world like that. So yeah, that's what happened this episode. All right, y'all. It was a lot. Let's get to the favorite scene. When Zelmar drives the money to Thurman and says, when the money fairy comes to visit, delivers the money to Thurman and says, when the money fairy comes to visit, don't ask questions. I love that. Even though we know she guilty AF, and that's why she's saying that. She sounds like somebody I know that's running for president, don't want to share his taxes. Same thing. You guilty AF. When Thurman brings Lloyd the money and says, I can't remember the last time a white man tried to make my life easier. Like, that was a legit comment. He legitimately was suspecting him because he was being nice. And he was just like, I don't trust you because this is too good. He knew something was up, but he didn't know what it was. Okay, Thurman and his old squiggly, twitchy self, a mess in that scene. Like, I loved it. The comedic suspense is so good in this series to me. I can't wait for the backfire, though. It's coming. I don't know what Lloyd's gonna do to them, but, bless them. All right, y'all. So that was fun. Thumbs up if you liked it. Who's your favorite character? I like Rabbi. Let me know in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe, and see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.